Some of the world's biggest companies are spending billions investing in vast virtual worlds known as the Metaverse. Well, we've sent James Webster into cyberspace to investigate.
Think of it as a virtual world that you can explore through your laptop or your phone or even wearing a headset. In it, there might be towns and cities that you can explore, virtual shops and offices where you can visit companies or socialise with other people. But there are some places where such technology is already in use. Terrorist attacks like this one are some of the most serious calls our emergency services deal with. Now, simulations like this allow medics to prepare for such situations.
By using the immersive world, the metaverse, we can create those things with the sort of scale that you imagine. So as you approach it and you enter it, you grasp the real scale of things, and then you can start to interact with it and move around it.
Previously, they'd have had to bring in expensive props and people to pretend to be casualties, like at this mocked-up train crash. Such scenarios can now be created in the virtual world instead.
It's amazing to be able to put people in that, in an emotionally safe environment where they can feel what it would be like to do that in real life. So they can make the mistakes, learn from the mistakes, learn from different simulations that we can put them in, and then when it comes to it in real life, they'll be better prepared.
This system is developed by PixelMax, which believes this is just one of many uses for such technology.
You're not restricted by any physical location, so then you start to think about how that can work for global businesses. You know, you could run a training course on the moon if you wanted to. There's endless options.
Another is education, where virtual university campuses could liven up the sorts of video call lectures that many students have attended since the start of the pandemic.
You have the ability to sit in a classroom virtually, but you can also walk around the world. You can go to a cinema and listen to a guest lecturer, or take a look at the COVID lab that we have in the education metaverse, and you can learn about the other courses that are offered.
This is a virtual version of me, exploring a virtual workplace created using systems that build online worlds in the so-called metaverse.
Everyone can have that corner office, you can design that the way you want, and interestingly some of our clients are actually using incentives within the platform of well-being or production things they may have to do through the week, and then rewarding them with the right to build a sculpture in their office or have a trip to a digital aquarium or a football pitch.
How this building looks and works in the real world matches exactly how it looks and works in the virtual world too. So if I was heading down this corridor on my way to a meeting, I might bump into one or two people on the way there and have a chat. And in the virtual office, I could do just that too, seeing people heading to the same meeting as me and being able to grab them for a quick chat before the official meeting starts.
We've done research that highlights that 90% of creative activity within a workplace is done informally, where you bump into someone, you have a chat with them. Now we tend to have a diary of events that are happening, and we rarely move from out of that. So that informal communication seems to be something across the board that people are missing.
People get that sort of Zoom fatigue because by the end of the day, they've had all of these conversations. Nothing's been spontaneous. Quite often some of the niceties of how are you feeling, how's your day been, maybe aren't there, or there's 12 people there, so you don't really want to answer that question in front of 12 people. And because it's 2D, it takes a lot more brain power to be able to interpret what's going on.